What's up? It's in plain sight, John Esser, and obviously we already covered the lottery tickets and this first island video. This is the second island video, and yeah, this one's I think the most insane. This is him and those 10 people that randomly helped him. Well, 5 of them he knows, but helped him scratch off the lottery tickets, and the winner will be competing for this island. And I did find the whole thing a little amusing, so let's get started. Okay, so yeah, they're giving us this harrowing tale of their feat and how they were able to get the coconut. Here's the thing. Again, I'm going to pretend that this is all real, just for the sake of argument. We'll say it's real and MrBeast is really doing. The thing is, he had 5 people. He had Chris, him, Tyler right there, Carl. He had them out here canvassing the area. So right off the bat, the people like Jed here, who haven't been on this, quote, island yet, are at a ridiculous disadvantage. So again, I don't understand the rhyme or reason with MrBeast. And secondly, there's like no coconuts at all in these shots. So it's funny that, and you see a lot of up close trees later on with no coconuts. And honestly, where they ran wasn't even, there's no coconut tree there. That there is trees. But if you ever look at a coconut tree, there's no coconut trees on this quote island. But yeah, so the new people are at a huge disadvantage, and I guess just because reasons.
That wasn't there, I'm out. Jed, I'm sorry, but you lost the first challenge, so you must leave the island. Do a flip! And there goes our first contestant. By the end of this video, only one person will remain. I feel bad for the man, but the show goes on. I gotta...
So he always says that, like, oh, I feel so bad, and he never, like, he looks happy. He always does not look like he feels bad. Secondly, this guy, this random or subscriber, whatever the hell he is, this random contestant, is literally Jimmy's girlfriend's brother. So again, it's just funny how they do that. They have these people that are either their best friends or best friends' girlfriends come on the show and they act like this guy's some random guy. So yeah, oh yeah, you'll notice it's that same shitty ass tuna boat that from the last video, taking these people on and off. So again, yeah, you can see it better now. That same shitty ass tuna boat from the last video. And yeah, MrBeast doesn't look like he feels bad at all. Now here's another example of how is this fair? Like, you have 10 people, random people, and the first competition, your friends are obviously going to win because they showed up and they walked around this entire island. So gosh, they could have planted the coconuts for all you, but they know where they're at if there are coconuts. And then second challenge, they just all vote. Now, I get he's trying to emulate Survivor, but the thing with Survivor is you all do something, and then whoever fucks up gets voted off, which makes sense. Here, this poor guy, who again, just because they're not all friends with this guy, gets voted off because he's not close enough with the group. So the first two eliminations have been completely alienating anyone that's not just friends with Jimmy. Even though the first guy was the girlfriend's brother, it's not the main, like, his best friend Chandler or Carl or Chris, who just happened to win all these competitions, by the way, it seems like.
Before we do the next challenge, I just wanted to see how you guys are feeling. I mean, it's not. I know for three. If I win, I'm gonna sell this island. I don't want it.
You're going to hear that a lot, and I think that was just so they can make up an excuse to do exactly that. Like, throughout this video, you'll hear 3 or 4 times them talk about that.
Carl, here's a camera. Tyler, here's a camera. Now you all have a camera. For this next challenge, we are playing hide and seek. No, please, no. You can go hide.
Now remember, this football field, this island is 4 football fields long and about 2 football fields wide. 3.5 acres. These people could hide somewhere, and it would take a rescue team hours to find them. Just pointing that out.
And now all 8 of them are hiding.
You remember from the last video. Look at that. And again, it should take him days to find anybody. Unless they're just idiots and, again, hide in stupid areas, which we'll see. Because if you remember the last video, it was bushes upon bushes upon bushes. And that was just them going straight. Also, I do find it funny they have the same handkerchief, little mask thing around their necks. The exact same ones. Almost as if they filmed this video the same day as they filmed the other one.
The beauty of this is I don't have to find all 8 of them. I only have to find 1. I bet a lot of them hid in these bushes.
These bushes, the whole island is bushes, apparently.
But if someone is over there, they're going to someone over here. Chandler, I have food.
There's no way all of them would be able to hear him and he'd be this close to them. This island is fucking giant. Look how big this supposed area where he's at is. Now just imagine it going 50 times deeper, because they're only showing you this one shot. And there's no way he would find them. Oh, I'm sorry. This is stupid.
Birds usually make noise when they see people. They make noise right there. I'm onto something. Oh! Tyler! Oh my gosh! Wait, did you see me walking up that whole time? I found him! I just lost an island because I laid here. So Tyler, you lost $50,000 in hide and seek, $60,000, $70,000, and now $700,000. You've lost $1 million to just hide and seek, Tyler. Congratulations! I didn't find.
Oh, so I don't remember there's no dock there the last time we watched this video. So, the island video before this, when they were canvassing it. So, did this dock did they just build it? Like, it's kind of weird. It looks like an old dock. So, how, like, it's not one you're just gonna, there's no, like, attachable docks. So, I'm curious, again, where this dock is coming from. If they're on the same, again, quote, island, you'd think that they would have had a dock, they would have boarded it and it would have been a dock there last time. I can't imagine they just built one. There's no point. I guess there's a slight point, you'll see, but it just doesn't make sense. But anyway, yeah, it's just kind of odd. And then, yeah, because I guess Tyler decides to hide within like 20 feet of the starting point, and Jimmy makes up some arbitrary reason to head over there because of birds. He happens to find them. Anybody with a brain would have hid in those bushes and not been, or under in the cave or something, he goes like I said, so I don't know. This just all seems so fucking staged to me.
Any of you. The person I found was Tyler. All those people are now going to compete for the island. Pass them towards an honor, buddy. We got one? Tyler, we got one? Hi, Tyler. Glad it was you, not me. Tyler! You missed them. The boat's right there. This next challenge will be a swimming one. I need you all to turn around and face the beach, and then on my signal,
Now look at the size of these individuals. Just, not to be that person, but I think it's fair to say that Jess has a ridiculous disadvantage regarding size and probably strength, even to someone like Carl, who might not be the biggest person. Carl still has probably 20 pounds on her, and they're all going to have a few inches on her height-wise, which helps so much in swing. She's fucked. Like, I'm just throwing that out there. She has no chance. I'm curious to see. Well, I'm curious for you. Let's see how, I don't understand. So here's a third challenge where I feel like someone that's not part of his friend group is just severely disadvantaged. Shocker. So he does make her get off the fucking boat just to jump back in the water. And she's dry as a bone right now, just so you know. Like her bathing suit, like there's just no water at all. So I don't know if they waited like an hour to have her jump back in. But if you go jump in the water, then get out, your hair is not going to be dry. I mean, I don't know why they're doing... Again, I don't understand why and how he edits his videos. But she clearly did not just get done swimming 20 yards, jump, and then now she's back. She would be tired and she'd have water at least where you can see spots of water on her. Her hair would be a little wet. So again, he's just filming these like, it seems like all prematurely. Alright, I don't think you guys feel like watching sponsors. Well, like I'll just say the camera zooms away, then it zooms back, and we see the last rice bag conveniently fallen, but that's fine. Corn bag, I'm sorry. That we'll just say that did happen. So, no, that seemed completely legit. Yeah, no issues there. I don't see, like, if the whole video was like that, then I wouldn't have much of a problem. Outside of the cornhole, I think was a little bit maybe over-edited. But outside of that, normal challenge, they vote off someone that lost. I think that's the only time we'll see that. But that was fine. And again, if you notice, they haven't moved. They're in the same spot as the entire island the whole time. So this giant island is barely being used. Here's that shitty tuna boat again.
For this next challenge, I'll need you all to put on a blindfold. Blindfolds on. All your blindfolds up. Look at this treasure chest. Alright, put your blindfolds back on. I'm gonna go hide this on the beach. The first person to find it wins. Hey, can someone give me a shovel? Timmy's our Tarzan. Just put it right there. Didn't know this, but whoever finds it first gets to pick who leaves next. It's about to get insanely intense. Oh man, my back hurts. Oh, I think this is it as well. First one of you to find the treasure chest gets to pick who leaves next.
So we hit it in a random tree, which is fine. That's a great hiding spot. I mean, they can see it from the ground, but still. Now, just take note of how many trees are in this island. Remember, we've seen a lot of trees. So, let's see. You'd think it would kind of be like a needle in a haystack to find this.
Yes, go! Find the treasure chest. I'm so dizzy. There's no chance. Carl, what are you doing? You just digging a random hole? I just know that you think you're gonna try to put it next to like a landmark of some sort. Oh god. Where the heck is it? Oh no, dude, is it in the water? Ow! Oh, stay on now! Where is it? Where is it, guys? It's in a tree. I just don't know how he found it so fast. Like, I'm sitting there looking for it in the sand. Carl, open up your treasure chest.
So again, he just stumbles up to the first tree because he was just checking the sand, and that happens to be the tree where and it's at night, by the way, and the trees and the oak chest are both about a similar color. Obviously, the oak chest has a little lighter hue to it, but my point is, there's no way Carl's is gonna find it in the first tree. If MrBeast hid this in a random tree, it would have taken days to be found. But yeah, just funny how quickly Carl finds it. Where he can now just, let's see what happens.
Inside is a golden coconut. Whoever you throw this golden coconut at is out. Make your decision. To be honest, I'm gonna say that. I love you.
So, again, somehow Tyler finds this chest, or sorry, Carl finds this chest. Now, again, it comes down to just vote who you want off, and he picks the only guy left that isn't really affiliated with the show, Tyler. He was only in the lottery episode along with Jess and Daryl. So, and Jed. Those guys, they were only in the lottery. So all the people that were just in the lottery episode, they're gone. Everybody left has been with the show for a while. They're literally being eliminated in order of lack of seniority. So, like, Chandler would have the most. Then I think it would be like Nolan or Carl. Chris, I'm sorry. Chris would be like for whatever. So, Chris has been the only one seniority eliminated. And, again, it's just funny. Here goes the only guy that hasn't really been on the show. Because, like I said before, Ethan was in the Adopt a Dog episode and a few others. None of these people were, including this Tyler.
This does not get easier the more I do it. Tyler, thanks for real. You gotta lock down the pier soon. Cheers. Oh, really? So you're not mad at him for voting you off? Get out of here, George! It's nice knowing you. Cancel him, man. Welcome to the Final Four. Yeah! Here's the deal. You four, even the people who
Alright, so cool. Jess is back, looking the exact same. And again, like they're supposed to go on an island in the Bahamas. So like, did Beast just tell her, hey, stay at this hotel for a little bit because you might get called back? You know, make sure you have the exact same outfit, the same mask around your neck. You know, you might get called back as a wild card. I just don't understand the logic. Or did he have everybody just wait around in case he needed them? Or, you know, I find it odd. So yeah, here poor Jess is coming back for the second time. Let's see if she has a shot this time.
Let's go to the next challenge. Here's what we're doing for the next challenge. We're going to go person to person to person to person to person and see if you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed, you lose. I'm confident you're all subscribed. You're literally competing for $700,000 on my channel. Like, how could you not be subscribed?
I guess that's fair. I mean, I think it's just like a plug. He does it with the ads and shit too. But that's fair. I mean, if you're not subscribed, you probably shouldn't win. So that one I can agree with.
All right, Carl. Oh my God. We're gonna search MrBeast. He is subscribed. He passed the test. Speaking of which, you guys should subscribe because if you're ever competing for $1 million island, I'd hate for you to lose because you're not. Just saying. I'm going to open up YouTube. Yes! He is the winner!
I'm not sure why they're celebrating. They should know if they're subscribed to MrBeast. Right now, any of you people watching, are you subscribed to MrBeast? I guarantee you all know whether you're subscribed or not. So I don't know why they're eagerly waiting in anticipation when they know they're subscribed to this guy, or if they're not for whatever reason.
You are subscribed. He is subscribed. You're the last person. Subscribe. You all were subscribed to the main channel. So logically, now we check if you're subscribed to the gaming channel. Carl is subscribed to MrBeast Gaming. Look at that. Nolan is not subscribed to MrBeast Gaming. But don't worry, Nolan. We have 3 more people to check. All right. Are you going to redeem Nolan? No. You're on our island. Search MrBeast Gaming. He is subscribed. All right. All right, boys. Pay attention. She is subscribed. He is subscribed. Everyone that is actually...
So again, that's cool. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think it's a plug, but nothing wrong with if they're subscribed to the channels, then they should have exemptions from being eliminated versus people that aren't.
Logical and subscribe to important channels. Step aside. And now it's time for the most important subscribe test of them all. PewDiePie, are you subscribed? I don't know. Yes, subscribe! Yes! Let's do it! Tags, if you're not subscribed.
The most important YouTube channel of them all. So instead of helping smaller channels by picking some random small channel, like, unless if you're subscribed to Gray Knight 42 or whoever, just to give them a help. No, he's not going to do that. He's going to pick the fucking most influential channel there is, and he always does this. He always donates money to PewDiePie. So again, if he's this philanthropist, why is he helping out rich people that are doing fine, especially with views, kind of like regarding PewDiePie, before he helps other people? So yeah, now if you're not subscribed to PewDiePie, you're getting kicked off the island, which is kind of just insane. I mean, again, I can understand the gaming and his own channel, but of all people, he picks the guy with the most views already and the most subscribers, or one of the most subscribers.
You have to leave the island. He is not subscribed to PewDiePie. Nolan, you continue to the next round.
Like, why not support, like, I don't know, some ordinary gamers or like Charlie or some shit, especially a couple years ago. I just don't get why he helped PewDiePie. So yeah, there goes him, Ethan.
Tags, I'm really bad at this, but you don't. This isn't even your channel! Ethan, buddy. I'm sorry, Epic. You already know what I'm gonna say. The boat's there. Hey, bro, I've been in a spot like this. It gets better. You just keep losing. I'll keep the seat warm for you. Nolan, you're next, bud. Bye, y'all. Bye. You four are all that remains. I want you four to break into teams of 2. I'm gonna let you decide. I think a lot of people slept on Jessie, but she's a winner, and we're gonna win this together. This is my buddy. And now there's 4.
And again, they do not seem excited, like they're acting like they're going to win an island by any measure. they're just goofing off, like smiling and cheering at sporadic times. Nothing is telling me these four are excited about winning an $800,000 island. I just don't see it at all. I've seen them react like one time. But yeah, so here's the next challenge.
Again, take your golden coconut, take your golden coconut. Toss it to your partner. Alright, now take a step back. Now you must throw it back.
Okay, and just like the swimming, if you look at Jess and Carl, while Carl is not Channing Tatum, he's got 3-4 inches on her. He's definitely probably got 10-15 pounds on her. So again, this poor girl's at a... The only one, again, that's not... You got Carl, Nolan, and Chandler, who have been in these competitions together since the beginning, where one of them always wins, or Chris. And then you got this outlier, this girl, who might be cool to see her win, you know. And now she has to, after all that swimming, she has to compete with these two guys and throw this fucking coconut.
Whoever drops their coconut first loses. Ready? Alright, they got it. Take a step back. You need to. Alright, take a step back. Oh, we're out next. Let's go! Now we're getting pretty far away. Give it another toss. Go.
Look, Chandler's just one-handing these, like... And she's barely making it. So again, she's barely making it. They're doing it like they're throwing a softball. I mean, I think, again, it shows either he's just an idiot, or I don't know why MrBeast would pick this competition, just like the swimming with her. It just kind of just seems like she's has no chance from the beginning, but maybe she'll do it.
That's all day. That's all day. I have an intense feeling that Carl's about to drop this. Stop. You ready? Stop. Don't drop it. Yes! Alright, I cannot pass this line. I got you. Carl, throw that coconut. Now let's go!
So shocker, she wasn't able to make it. Now they're gonna pick a random number between 1 and 2. Let's see what happens. So they both say 2.
Now we're gonna have a game of luck. I had Carl and Chandler pick a number between 1 and 2. Whichever one of you guesses it stays on. Whoever gets it wrong leaves. Nolan, what's your pick? 1 or 2? I'm gonna go 2. What's your pick? 1. Okay. Chandler, you wanna tell them what number you picked? I picked 2. Say pick 2. I have to go back on the phone. Are you getting seasick by this point? I'm so happy you're staying. Nope.
So shocker, she picks the wrong number. Nolan happens to pick the number his friends pick. And here comes the tuna boat, the same shitty boat. That's the same guy driving it too, captain too. So they must be paying this dude a lot of money. But yeah, so because they randomly pick a number, here goes Jess for the second time.
You can head on back. I can still sell the island. I'm so sorry. Today's been a roller coaster of emotions. It's been ups, downs, but I'm still here. Bye. Third time's a charm.
And again, she doesn't seem like, crap, I just lost an island. She seems like she just went to someone's house, smoked, and now she's leaving because she has to go to her parents' house for set up for dinner. I just don't understand these reactions. But yeah, now it's conveniently down to Carl, Chandler, and Nolan.
What's up, dude? The biggest competition is probably Carl. But we're on the same team right now, but he separates us with the I'm an animal. We got this. Win it. The second to last challenge is coconut bowling. We set up bowling pins
And again, I just find it funny. This time, this quote island has vast areas of just sand with no trees. Where in the last video we didn't see any of that. The only sand we saw was by the port where they pulled up. And in the last video they didn't have a dock. In this video they have a dock. So again, I'm just kind of odd how this island has changed from the last one where they were canvassing to this one where they have, again, very little trees. It seems like by the base they had some trees, but in the other island there wasn't base trees. There were trees as you got deeper into the island, but not to belabor that point. It just doesn't look like the same place, to be honest. Now again, that's fine. I've seen that happen in bowling where someone has a shitty ball rolling down and it hits a pin and then they get 3 or 4 or 5. But this is what I object to. He did it. Look where the ball's at. Why would MrBeast, how could Jimmy possibly know Carl did it at this point? Unless, again, he's the one who recorded everything and produced it. And nobody in their right mind would be saying he did it. They'd be saying, oh shit, he's done. But somehow MrBeast knew that this coconut was going to knock down just enough pins. Weird coconut. He did the same thing as Carl and his just flew off the thing, which I guess is possible. So yeah, now what's interesting is we're down to Carl and Chandler, who just happen to be, I would say, the 2 closest to him. Out then Chris would probably be 3rd. And other than that, what's also interesting is when they started the video with counting the lottery tickets, the first 2 people to help him were Carl and Chandler. And then the first 2 people to set foot on the island in the last video were Carl and Chandler. Of course, Jimmy was first, but pretty interesting. Coincidence. And again, it seems like when you're drunk and you bowl 140 when you usually bowl an 80, it doesn't seem like 2 people that are about to win a almost $1 million island here. And I can understand if they were worth millions and millions of dollars. Carl right now is only worth about $2 million. At this point, he was probably worth about half of that because he didn't have his gaming channel yet. And Chandler's worth about $1.7 million. So for both these guys, it's like half their net worth, and they don't even seem to care. Not to mention the people that make much less than these 2. Yeah, we'll see how that ages. They're not going to sell it.
Different. It's carrying all the losers on it. You'll find out in a little bit. Welcome back, everybody! I don't know why you're here, but hey. Welcome back, everybody.
At this point, if Jess were to go full Karen and ask to speak to the manager, I wouldn't object. So they're going to bring her back for a third time. This time she has no chance of winning the island. Just so she can be part of this charade for the two winners to make it like Survivor. Like, I get it. Like, but again, it's just obvious that these people all did this. And none of them changed their clothes. None of them went home, figured they were at a beach rolling around in sand, water, and decided, I'm going to change my clothes. Like, where have these people been? There's no way they've been waiting around for hours and hours. Like, I just don't know how people are supposed to believe this at all. They have the exact same outfits, from their hats to their flip-flops.
Our final two contestants are Carl and Chandler. You're probably wondering why all 8 of you bet. And you're probably wondering as well. You guys will decide who wins this $700,000 island. And here's how we're going to do it. Chandler, we'll let you go first. I'm going to give you a minute to plead your case. Say whatever you want. Guys, if this magic trick does not convince you, I don't know what will. As you can see the connection. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I don't know what just happened. This is a serious video, I promise. Alright, Carl, come on over here. I can't one up that speech. Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna one up whatever just happened there, but Carl, you have the floor. These 8 people determine whether or not you're rich. Oh, he just turned around. He just turned up.
No, this makes no sense. Why would this guy turn around? Chandler and Carl both voted for him. They just all blamed Carl when this guy lost. They just said it's Carl's fault. And I guess he just took their word for it, even though 4 people voted for him. So I'm not understanding, again, the logic of this. When Chandler also voted him off, it doesn't make sense.
Oh, he just turned around too. See, it doesn't matter.
Now that guy makes sense because Carl did specifically vote him off, but the first guy didn't.
You get in the top 2. It matters how you got in the top 2. Here we go. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we should dance. Alright, I'm ending it here. You're picking.
Personally, I think Carl's dance was better.
Please. We'll start on the end and we'll work our way over, Nolan. Proceed. Who do you want to vote on? Sorry, Carl. You guys, I don't think I need to talk anymore. The betrayal. Carl gotta go.
And again, like, you could tell these people are all being told what to say. There's no reason this guy would act this way. 4 people voted him off. And if you look back, it was Carl and Chandler were 2 of them. So they just didn't enunciate it at the time. But yeah, because people said it's Carl's fault, this guy is just taking their word for it that Carl had it, that he was eliminated.
Me and my boy Carl, we're going to the finals together. I am voting out. Wait, really? I love both of them so much. But I know if Carl doesn't win this, he's going to be moving from the stand. Survivor's the only thing.
So it's 2-2.
Write down Chandler because I really don't think Carl's going to get a single vote.
3-2 for Carl. Now again, why would she vote against Carl? Chandler voted not to have her back on there, and of course, apparently they all know who they voted for. So Chandler voted not to have her back on the island. He said his vote didn't matter. Carl voted to have her back. Was probably the nicest one to her when she lost, and she's like, "I'm sorry, Carl. I'm voting you off." I don't understand. Like, maybe she has like a crush on Chandler. Again, I think she's like Chandler's girlfriend in real life. That's what I said in the last video. But none of these reactions make sense. Like, not only are they without logic, they just are overly forced. If anybody, like, again, she would be one to vote Chandler off because he didn't vote to bring her back. And again, Carl was more empathetic to her when she did lose. But so she's voting for Carl, which makes it 3-3 conveniently. How suspenseful.
Alright, there, Jez. Carl played a good game. But on the other hand, I now hate coconuts and his head is kind of shaped like one. Like, it's difficult. Alright, come on,
So we don't know who he voted for. Alright, that one makes sense. Really, what are the odds of this? So again, the guy that Carl specifically voted off changed his mind and voted for Chandler. Whereas the girl who Carl helped and then other people who were voted off by half the island have this grudge against Carl. It doesn't make sense unless, it's acting.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put all these votes back in here. All 8 votes are now back in the box. I'm gonna let someone pull one. Jed got out first. He didn't really get to do much, so let's let him do this. Yay, Jed!
Jed, also your girlfriend's brother. But yeah.
It's about to determine whether or not you have 700 grand. The winner of Survivor MrBeast, Chandler.
And now all of a sudden he acts like he just won the Super Bowl after barely acting like he was going to win $100 towards Walmart the whole time. But yeah, and Chandler conveniently wins. Beast's best friend who can just say whatever he wants about this island in the future, and we'll believe it. And I do apologize. I think they were in Survivor. The bandanas, not masks, so I was wrong about that. But yeah, I find it odd that now all of a sudden he's just all this adrenaline's popping out. Not every competition that he won, he's not celebrating. Just at the very end. And again, just not a normal reaction. I've won 700,000. Not still jumping around, not any kind of enunciation or elaboration. Carl's already smiling again. And even these other people, none of them seem to care that they just missed out on this almost $1 million island.
I thought this was my time. I'd say he's overreacting, but $700,000 should be enough to retire. Anything underreacting right now. I was going in my room.
Oh, there's our proof. That was our proof, a little piece of paper with his name on it. Not that wasn't even the same document as in the last video. But yeah, that's our proof.
Guys, Carl's officially lost over $1 million in challenges. Yay! Look, now you got I can't play one person left. Don't get hurt on my island, I'm responsible. You guys made memes about me. You did, saying I would never win. Well look, I tried today, and I won. You heard the man, make memes about him winning. Now hit that subscribe button so you don't lose $700,000 in the future. Congrats on your island. Carl, stop crying, we'll see you in the next video.
And again, nobody's sweating. Chandler looks fine. I don't understand how anybody's supposed to believe any of this. No, there's no way that's how Chandler's reacting to winning that island. Oh yeah, and we'll see what happens with this island that he just is so happy to have won. I'm curious to see what's going on with it today, or how long ago he won about, I think it was 2 years ago now. So we'll see what he's done with the island. But yeah, I find even if you were to pretend it's real, I don't see how any of this is to be believed. At the most, it would make MrBeast a dick who just gives his friends money to his friends and says screw everybody else. But to me, the whole thing comes off scripted as hell. But yeah, like I said, hopefully somebody with an open mind is, you guys watching this and just watch his videos and realize he's full of shit. Alright, till next time.